you also made a big announcement of bringing about 1 billion individuals into financial and
Yeah,
digital
yeah.
fold by 2025, which is quite a bold statement. How do we plan to achieve this? Almost over 15% of the population, global population.
Well, I can't give you a roadmap for
Yeah.
it, because it really is kind of across everything we do. But I guess there are some specific areas of activity. So, financial inclusion is a specific and defined focus for us. So, as you might be aware, we have a number of innovation tech hubs around the world, and one of those tech hubs is dedicated to financial inclusion. So, it's very much part of the sort of DNA of what we do. I guess one of the things that COVID's made very clear to me, arguably it should have been obvious anyway, but was that you can't really look at financial inclusion in isolation. You need to look at it with a bunch of other factors, and primarily those factors are around access to technology. And the lack of access to technology can be financial, that someone simply cannot afford a piece of consumer electronics or access to a mobile network or something like that in order to deliver the connectivity that they need in order to participate in digital commerce. Or it could be knowledge and confidence. So particularly if you take the example of the elderly, what COVID caused was all of a sudden there were a bunch of particularly service businesses, so things like fitness classes that were aimed specifically at the elderly, where it was entirely face-to-face the way that they operated. So a group of older people in a room with an instructor being taken through some sort of fitness training. All of a sudden that can't happen anymore, and the instructors want us, obviously there's still a demand for these services, and the providers of the services still want to deliver them, but the means of doing that, digital, is simply not available to them because they might not have an email address, they may not have a laptop, smartphone, tablet, some means of connecting. They may not have the services, the mobile network, for example. So there are a whole bunch of other problems that you have to solve almost before you get to the problem of payment. So I guess that's one of the kind of big takeaways for me from COVID is we need to, before we can include somebody in the world of digital payments, we need to include them in the world of digital.